Some mysteries hide in the dark, others build a home there. What you're about to hear isn't just a crime, or a disappearance, or a haunting. It's a place where all three blur together, and the truth waits in the shadows. The tunnels shook as the low, resonant vibration rolled through the earth. Dust rained from the ceiling. Lanterns swung. The ground trembled beneath their feet. The watcher froze. The hunter backed away. Maya pressed herself against the wall. Lena whispered, "It's waking up." The investigators demanded answers. The watcher finally spoke. "This place wasn't built for us. It was built to contain what's beneath it." A fissure tore through the floor of the chamber. A blast of warm air surged upward, humid, metallic, ancient. The hunter panicked. "We need to seal the passage." The watcher shook his head. "It's too late." The investigators pulled Maya and Lena back as the fissure widened. From the darkness below came a sound. Not a roar, not a voice, not an animal. A breath. Slow. Massive. Awakening. The watcher stepped forward, lantern trembling in his hand. "We weren't the first to find these tunnels." He pointed to the old boundary marker symbol. "The government built this place to study what was down here. When they abandoned it, we stayed." The hunter added, "Someone had to keep it asleep." The investigators asked, "By doing what?" The watcher answered, "By keeping people out." Lena whispered, "Or keeping them in." Maya stepped forward. Her voice was steady now. "I didn't follow your signs. I followed the echoes." The watcher's eyes widened. "You heard it." Maya nodded. "It wasn't calling me. It was warning me." The hunter shook his head violently. No, it doesn't warn. It hungers." Maya pointed to the fissure. "Then why did it stop when I screamed?" The chamber fell silent. The watcher whispered, "Because it knows you." The vibration rose again, louder, closer. The fissure glowed faintly as warm air pulsed upward. The investigators aimed their lights into the crack. They saw stone, water, movement. Something shifting far below. Not a creature, not a person. Something older. Something that had been sleeping for decades. Something the tunnels were built to contain. The watcher whispered, "It wakes when the paths are broken." The hunter added, "And you broke them." He pointed at the investigators. "You opened the wrong tunnel." The chamber shook violently. A section of the ceiling cracked. Rocks fell. The watcher grabbed Lena. The hunter grabbed Maya. The investigators shouted for them to run, but the watcher didn't move. He looked at the fissure, then at Maya, then at the investigators. "If it reaches the surface, Brookdale won't survive." He handed his lantern to Maya. "You hear the paths. You can lead them out." Maya shook her head. "Come with us." The watcher smiled sadly. "I've been down here too long." The hunter pulled Maya toward the exit tunnel. She resisted. "Let go of me," the hunter whispered. "You were supposed to replace her." Maya froze. "Replace who?" The hunter pointed at Lena. "The first one. The one who listened." Lena stepped between them. "She's not yours." The hunter lunged. The investigators tackled him. The chamber shook again. Harder. The fissure widened. A blast of hot air knocked everyone to the ground. The watcher shouted, "Go!" Maya grabbed Lena's hand and ran. The investigators followed. Behind them, the hunter screamed, "You can't leave! You'll wake it!" The watcher shouted back, "It's already awake!" The tunnel collapsed behind them. Dust filled the air. The ground buckled. But Maya kept running, following the echoes, following the paths, following the signs only she could hear. The team burst out of a hidden exit deep in the forest. Fresh air hit their lungs. The ground trembled one last time. Then, silence. The sinkhole collapsed behind them, sealing the tunnels forever. No more watcher, no more hunter, no more entity below. Just the forest. Still. Quiet. Breathing normally again. Lena was hospitalized, malnourished, exhausted, but alive. Maya recovered slowly. Her voice returned. Her strength returned. Her nightmares faded. She told investigators, "It wasn't trying to hurt me. It was trying to warn me." When asked what it was warning her about, she said, "Them." The watcher and the hunter. The ones who used the tunnels, not the thing beneath them. The Brookdale doorstep mystery was officially closed 6 months later. The tunnels were sealed. The sinkhole was filled. The forest was restricted. The case files were archived. But one detail remained unexplained. The boundary marker symbol, the triangle inside the circle inside the square, appeared again. Carved into a tree near the forest's edge. Fresh. New. Not old. Not forgotten. A final message. A final warning. Or a final promise. Maya visited the forest one last time with investigators. She placed the watcher's lantern at the base of the tree, lit it, watched it glow, then whispered, "No more signs." She turned away. The flame behind her flickered, then stretched upward, as if pulled by a draft that shouldn't exist. A draft coming from the ground, from below. Maya took 3 steps toward the trail. Then the forest exhaled. Not wind, not an animal, not the settling of trees. A breath. Slow, massive, familiar. The same breath she heard in the tunnels. The one that stopped when she screamed. The one that knew her. She froze. The investigators called her name from the truck, but she didn't move, because the ground beneath the sealed sinkhole shifted. Once, then again. As if something enormous was pushing upward. A thin crack split across the forest floor. Silent at first, then widening with a soft, wet sound. The lantern flame behind her bent toward the crack, drawn, pulled, hungry. Maya whispered, "No." But the forest answered, not with movement, not with tremors, with a voice. The same voice she heard echoing through the tunnels, the same one that warned her, the same one that stopped the entity's breath. It rose from the crack in the earth like a memory being spoken aloud. Maya. Her blood turned cold. The investigators shouted for her again. But she didn't turn, because the voice spoke a second time, clearer, closer. "You left too soon." The lantern behind her went out. Darkness swallowed the tree line, and from the crack in the earth came a final whisper. "It's not sealed." Maya stepped backward toward the darkness, eyes wide, breath shaking, because the voice wasn't calling her from the forest. It was calling her from the tunnels, from below, from something that should not have been able to speak. And it whispered one last time, "Come back." If this story unsettled you, subscribe and stay close. What comes next goes deeper.